to the Hedonistic Way at Midday show. I'm Renee Main, and I'm here with another amazing, epic human. She is one of my most favourite people on the planet because when I talk about giving Conformity the bird, she is true to that very concept, to her core in everything that she does. She is such an amazing person. She's an out-of-this-world musician, writer. I want to say poet. Why do I want to say poet?
I guess because there are words.
Yes, probably. She is a weaver of magic. But, one of the reasons why I love her the most is purely because she is liberated in every single way, and she gives absolutely zero fucks about what anyone else thinks and walks to the beat of her own drum. I welcome the amazing Shelley onto the show. Hello, beautiful.
Hello.
The last time Anna and I tried this show, it was a complete fail. So we are live in person together, which is always a beautiful treat for us and you and everything else, because it just erases all technology issues. Before we really get into it, I want to say I just realised that I've been offline for a couple of weeks and you've just published a book.
Yes.
Yay! Tell us about that.
Yeah.
And congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
What's the name of it?
So it's called My Life as a Magician.
Yeah.
It's fiction, but it doesn't feel like fiction.
Yeah.
It's written in the first person, and I actually started it about 3 or 4 years ago.
Wow.
Because I had this thing. Okay, this is where I get really weird.
Yes, I love weird. We love weird.
I don't look people in the eye. I've never looked anyone in the eye. It
Yeah.
feels weird and it feels uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was a kid, thinking to myself, this is not normal. Like, because I realised at some point, probably when I was about 10, I realised it was not normal.
Yeah.
Somehow I found out that you're supposed to look people in the eye.
Yeah.
I thought, oh, I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
That's weird. Why would you do that? People can read your thoughts.
Yes.
They can look into your soul and they can read your mind.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
And then it clicked. Oh, yeah, because I don't want people to read my mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they'll see what weird and dark thoughts I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And they might see something bad that I don't know even exists inside of me.
Yeah, wow.
So,
gosh.
So I sort of realised that when I was maybe about 9 or 10, something like that. And so I started writing this book as if I was recalling a memory. So it felt like I was recalling a memory of my life at a time when I or a group of us or everyone, I wasn't quite sure, could read people's minds by looking into their eyes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, of course, you're exposed. All your thoughts are exposed.
Exactly.
And it felt like there was also an element of mind control going on, or just something really not normal, not of this world anyway.
Yeah.
And so I just started writing, and it felt like a memory flowing through. And then about 5 or 6 chapters into it, I thought, oh, okay, this is turning into a book. Not just one of my crazy short stories. I've got a lot of short stories, been writing short stories since I was a kid.
Yeah.
But it's like an actual book.
Yeah.
And then it took on a life of its own. So it no longer became my memory. Yeah. But it just took on a life of its own, and suddenly it got very complicated with lots of different places and characters, and I thought, I can't remember all of this. This is, So then I found myself writing an outline. The outline itself was 10,000 words, and I thought, this is a real, actual book, right? should have brought a copy.
I know. As soon as I seen it, it was too late. So I was, damn it. But that's okay. Next time.
And so then I just wrote it, but it feels like it wrote itself. Yeah. So.
Can I ask you about that? Is because, we were talking about, like just before we started the show, about, one of my experiences just recently, and you were talking about your next book. I want to ask you, you say it's fiction, but it's non-fiction. I feel like, what do I want to say? I feel like that's how you see life.
Yes.
Tell me about that. Tell me how Shelley views the world. How do you see, how is it, it's fiction, but it's non-fiction, it's awake, it's asleep. Like, how do you see that?
I often feel like I'm walking in two worlds.
Yeah.
So like I've got one foot in Anna Shelley world.
Yeah.
And the other foot in this normal, conventional, physical reality.
Yeah.
And these worlds are parallel.
Yeah.
So it's like half of me is here and the other half is here. And all the crazy thoughts in my head are over here.
Yeah.
And what I'm seeing is here and here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does that make any sense?
It does. And what comes to mind, two things come to mind is, do you feel whole in that? And
yes.
How do you then integrate and be in this world but not of this world? So how do you honour the Anna Shelley world and then the world that's all around us?
Okay. I think if I get stuck in the world that we all see, that's all around us, I don't like it.
Yeah.
Like there's society and convention and expectations, and to me that's really weird.
Yeah.
Like that's the weird world.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me. But this is it's what I see, and it's what everybody else seems to see.
Yeah.
And it's what everybody else seems to be playing in.
Yeah.
And if I get caught up in that, it's not very happy for me.
Yeah.
So then I kind of think, oh, well, stuff that. I'll just go live in the underworld.
Yeah.
And so it's like, have you ever been on a shamanic journey or anything like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like that.
Yeah.
Where I'm often sort of wandering through the middle world or the underworld.
Yeah.
And, but my eyes are open. So it's like I'm meditating, but my eyes are open.
Yeah, love that.
So I think, okay, well, I'll just go about things. I'll just go about life as if I'm in my own world.
Yes.
And I'll just play in this realm.
Yeah.
And see what happens, because it's actually quite amusing when you see people following rules and doing normal things and all of that.
Yeah.
That's cute. I'll just go about my business doing my weird things.
Yeah.
And then to me that feels whole.
Yes.
That feels normal.
And honouring.
Yeah.
Right.
So it feels a lot more normal for me to be doing things in my own weird world.
Yeah.
Which doesn't seem to line up with anybody else's idea of anything. But that feels normal and comfortable. And it's like, oh, I can do this.
Yeah. Yeah. How do you, because I am just like a massive hurdle for me throughout my life, and I'm sure that a lot of people will be able to resonate, is I am a chronic, or in the past have been a chronic people pleaser. And the fear that I will let someone down or disappoint someone it's been massive throughout my journey. And I think that's why I admire you and I see that in you, because I want that. And it's something that I'm daily I'm aspiring to, is how can you walk through the world and you're all love, you're pure heart, right? But at the same time, you don't give a fuck about what anyone else thinks. And you just continue to live your life in a way that feels good for you. How, or do you ever suffer from the people pleaser? Or how do you honor yourself in such a way and give zero fucks, but still have this open love?
Well, there's an element of people pleasing, but I think I don't say yes to people just because.
Yeah.
You know. And I don't necessarily agree with people just because I go along with it.
Yeah.
But I also don't want to be a jerk.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's a conscious choice.
Yes.
That I have made.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I don't want to be someone who's not very nice.
Yes.
And I think it would be very easy for me to slip into that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because if I was completely zero fucks,
yes,
like I actually wouldn't be a very nice person to be around.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
You know, particularly probably for family.
Yes.
You know, and I don't want to be, you know, that person.
Yeah.
You know, so you know, with some people, I think I will go along and be like, okay, yep, let's just play this game for now.
Yes.
Then I'll go back to my own world.
Yeah.
And that's just, it's really because I don't want to be an asshole.
Yeah.
I have no intention of compromising on my values.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't want to impose my values on other people.
Yes.
Especially not in a real jerky kind of way.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes you just got to let go of your ideals.
Yeah.
Not live according to someone else's ideals.
Yeah.
But just to give people their space to do their thing.
Yeah.
And, you know, it might just be something really minor.
Yeah.
You know, and that's, you know.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Other people are allowed to be them as well.
Yeah.
It'd be better if they were all like me, but, you know, they are allowed to be them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm curious to know, like, you seem to be across everything. You know who's doing what and where, you know, and when you show up, it's with absolute purpose. But from what I can gather, and correct me if I'm wrong, is like you're not attached to any one thought, any one person or group, or, you know, whatever it is. How do you not get caught up in all of the online bullshit about spirituality, meditation, you know, and you know, everything else, you know, writing, is she a writer, is she not a writer, you know, like all of that stuff, all of that crazy noise that I think can be really easy to get swept away in.
Well, I practice discernment.
Yeah.
And that's a conscious choice. So same as not being a jerk.
Yeah.
I choose to practice discernment.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for people.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for the things that they do and for the things that they offer.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy to be a cheerleader without financially investing in them.
Yeah.
Or buying rubbish that I don't want.
Yeah.
Or getting kept up, you know, swooshed up in a wave of excitement. Yeah. I still, you know, get sort of swept up in my own things.
Yeah.
I guess. But I think, I just, with everything, I just kind of check in. Well, hang on, is this right for me? Is it right?
Yeah.
Is it right? Is this, would I be doing this, if I didn't know about it?
Mm.
Oh, no, okay, well, they can have that, yeah.
What are some of your own boundaries that you have around social media, around, in order to stay true to you and using that discernment? What are some of the boundaries or the rules, or do you have any at all around social media or anything, buying products that you don't need? What are some of the things that you do in order to stay true to you?
Okay. I don't have any rules.
Yeah.
But I like to play a game with myself.
Yes.
And I'm really competitive.
Yeah.
I've got an app on my phone that tells me how much time I've spent on each thing, on each application.
Yeah.
And I put that on the home screen of my phone so I can tap on it and see straight away. And I have this goal to stay under 4 hours. Yeah. And even when I say that 4 hours, that seems like a lot. But when 30 minutes or even an hour of that is actually reading a book.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or
perhaps, chatting with friends who I know, actually in person. I think maybe that's not so bad.
Yeah.
I have spent up to, recently I saw it was 9 hours, but I read a whole book in one day. Yeah. On my phone.
Yeah.
And something else that I say to myself sometimes, because I do have a habit of checking my phone quite a lot.
Yeah.
Especially if I'm feeling a bit bored or if I'm stuck in motherhood land, I'm getting a little bit sick of playing with Lego, and I just need something else to do.
Craving something else. Yeah.
Yeah. I have to say to myself,
yeah,
you're not missing out on anything.
Yeah.
If you pick up your phone, it's actually going to be just as boring.
Yes.
As playing Lego or whatever else, you're doing.
Yeah.
It's going to be boring.
Yes.
And then I remember, okay, not interested.
Yeah.
That's boring.
Yeah.
And then in terms of not buying things that that is not perfect for me.
Yeah.
Sometimes you might see people put a sale on something and you think, oh yeah, now's the time.
Yeah.
I say to myself, if you didn't buy it at full price, you don't actually want it. Seriously.
That's true. Yeah.
And I've had to check myself that on a few times when things have been discounted and I've thought, oh, well, now's a really good time.
Yeah.
And then I thought, well, no, actually, you would have actually paid full price by now.
Yes. Yeah.
You would have already done it if you actually
really
wanted it.
Yeah.
So then I think, well, don't really want it. I would like it. Yeah. If it was free, I would take it and not use it.
Yes.
But, yeah.
I love that. And it's very, very true. Something that if you didn't pay full price for it, then, you don't
actually
really
want it or need it.
Mm.
Yeah.
A little while ago, you and I were having a conversation about Optins, and another reason why I get so curious about just your thought process and how you go about everything is because you go against the grain of what's done in the way you serve. And you've got a real, I'll say, a portfolio, kind of approach to your business and how you serve. You don't, I want to say, promote on social media. I mean, maybe you do, but I don't really see
but
it.
It's not selling.
Yeah.
It's not hardcore. It's not buyership.
And even when we're talking about, whenever it was a little while back, we're talking about your website and your opt-in, and you removed every single opt-in.
Still don't have one.
I don't think I do either. So I want to, and I say that because, for those of you who don't know, Anna's been online for how many, years?
Yeah, a long time.
Yeah,
It
like,
feels like a long time.
Yeah, and so we went through the wave of a website has to do this and a business model has to be like this, and so we come from that internet marketing kind of background really, but you just went fuck all of it and you pulled every single opt-in. You don't sell online like on social media. You're not in your face whatsoever, but you really are magnetic. And when you do speak or write or whatever it is, however you're connecting in that moment, people just are automatically drawn to you, and you're someone who everybody respects. Everyone that knows you loves you and respects you. What is your approach to how you serve and your marketing, and how do you actually make sales without doing any of the normal things?
Right. So I used to have a lot of opt-ins.
Yeah.
Because that was the thing. It is the thing.
Yes, it still is. Very much so. Yeah.
And I had lots because it was fun. I love to give away stuff. Who doesn't like to give away stuff? It's fun.
Yeah.
And I had some really super popular opt-ins.
Yeah.
With some of them, I could just post about it once and bam, 200 people would come in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So easy.
Yeah.
But of those 200, 190 of them would be people who just wanted something for free and who may not do anything with it.
Yeah.
And then I'm clogging up their inbox with more emails.
Yeah.
And that goes against me as a person who doesn't opt into things unless, I have a genuine connection with that person.
Yeah.
I don't buy things if I'm not interested in it.
Yeah.
Or, with my principle of, if it's discounted, well, hang on, you would have bought it full price ages ago if you actually wanted it.
Yeah.
So I realised I was drawing in people who are not the kind of person that I am. And it doesn't mean that I only have to have people who are the same as me following me,
Yeah.
But I just realised there was a disconnect there.
Yeah.
And also it was getting very complicated.
Yeah.
With all the little funnily things.
Yes.
And, I had duplicate sort of lists and all this kind of complicated stuff. It was a real pain in the ass. I realised, I was paying to have the same email address on multiple things, and I thought, if I just delete all this, then I can go on a free plan. Or a low cost one, and then I deleted even more and I went down to a free one. So I deleted a lot of people, and a lot of them were double ups. So and then I thought, well, what would I use as an opt-in? How am I going to get people on my list? And I didn't want to attract people who only want free things. Yeah. Because that doesn't really align with me.
No.
Free stuff is great, but if it's free useless stuff.
Yes, that's right.
If it was physical free stuff, like what do you do? Throw it in the bin?
Yes.
Yeah. And so, suddenly I lost my train of thought. But, so I thought, well, I just won't have an opt-in. If people are that interested, they can sign up. Yeah. I've done that before. Yeah. You might find an artist or a musician or maybe an author who you love in the non-business world or even in the business world. Yeah. And you think, I want to know when the next album is out. Yes. I'm going to sign up to that. Yeah. Or I want to know when the next book is up. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to, because I want to know and I want to buy it straight away. Yeah. So I'm going to sign up. That's the kind of person I am. So I thought, I'm just going to do that. Yeah. Yeah. And suddenly everything just felt easy. I was like, now I don't have to think about all that stuff. Yeah. And then, I used to be active in a lot of the groups. Yeah. I just left them. Yeah. I'm in a couple. Yeah. Just left all the others. because, you know, I realised in some of the groups, not all of them, but in some of them, you know, there's a lot of people who just want to sell their shit.
Yeah.
Or
in most of the groups.
Yeah. Or who just want to latch on to free stuff because there's so much free stuff.
Yeah.
You know, or you know, and
or it's cliquey. You know,
or
like they want to like get in with this person, and it just becomes.
And I just thought, it's just not really me.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
If this was, you know, a physical world, this online world.
Yes.
I wouldn't be doing that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not only that, but you know, I've released quite a few albums over the years.
Yeah.
People can stream all that for free.
Yes.
I don't need to give away stuff for free. Streaming is free.
Yeah.
You know? Or, you know, if people have a subscription to something so they can download it or, you know, stream offline or whatever, you know, they do that. And it's such a minimal cost and it's so easy for people to get stuff from me for free.
Yeah.
It is easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
I want to ask you about your meditation music, because as I mentioned in the intro, Anna is an amazing musician, and she weaves in her meditation music in the most amazing way. And I want to ask you about two things. I love how or where you draw your inspiration from. It feels like you draw inspiration from your everyday life, and that could be something like as simple as a visual. You walk outside and see a twig or a wave or the wind, whatever it is. So I want to ask you about you and how you really, I mean, everyone creates from that space of inspiration. I feel like I want to ask you, I'm just feeling what's the question actually is I want to ask you about your inspiration and where you draw that from. But I also want to ask you, there's so much creation around in everything that we do in this, you know, in our industries, no matter what industry you're in. And there's a lot of cloning and there's a lot of, you know, sameness, let's say. You draw from a deeper well, and one that is purely Anna Shelley. How can people who are creating or who are creating, but they really want to deepen into their own vessel of creation rather than having a look online and reading a whole bunch of material and then formulating their own kind of spin-off from that external inspiration versus internal inspiration?
Yeah.
Sorry, it took me a while to actually formulate that question, but
yeah, I get it.
I got there.
You know, if you're feeding your mind with all this stuff,
Yeah.
it gets very full
Yeah.
and very busy, and you can create from that.
Yeah.
But it's very hard to do anything new or different when you're full of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you got to empty all that. You got to
Yeah.
empty your mind.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You've got to get rid of all of that. You got to turn off the computer. You got to go sit on the beach and watch the waves.
Yeah.
You know, you have to sit on top of a mountain and feel the icy cold wind rip through you.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to create a void.
Yes.
And the only way to do that is to empty your mind of all the stuff that's out there. You know, and I often say to myself, in darkness, that's where the magic begins.
Yeah.
So if you're feeling really down or shit or depressed or not right or not fitting in conventional society, that's the perfect place for magic.
Yes.
You know, and you think of how stars are born, how the universe is born.
Yeah.
In a void.
Yeah.
You know? So you got to get rid of all that.
Yeah.
And you know, even now I sometimes struggle with the discipline of that. And it's not with creating from outside influences, it's just because it's just so easy to tune in and plug in and see what's going on in the world,
right.
you know?
Yeah.
And it's also really easy to, if you're like me and probably you, I think, you like journaling.
Yes.
You know?
Love it. Yes.
It's a great distractor.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You don't have to journal. You don't have to meditate. Another great distractor is meditating. You know? What if you just did nothing? You know? And it's really hard to get comfortable doing nothing.
Yeah.
It's really easy to hide behind a journal or hide behind meditation
or
hide behind whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I like to make sure there's nothing. You know, and this is where, you know, the I guess the pressures of doing business can take its toll. Yeah. Because if you're someone who's used to doing things, if you're someone who even likes doing things, and you love creating and you love being go, to force yourself to stop is kind of scary.
Yeah. And it's hard. It doesn't come naturally either. It's a trained thing that you actually have to teach yourself. Yeah. And that in itself is a discipline. Yeah. And it's hard, and I find it hard. Yeah. You know, but once you're in that void, then something can flow through. And something can flow through from this other world. Yeah. From your own world. Yes. You know, but if you're filling up your world with external things, nothing, there's no space for the magic. Yeah. So true. And that's, I'm just, it's just automatically, it's just, I feel like the wave of relief that just, you know, just listening to everything that you just said, it's just this wave of like, oh, thank goodness, you know, it's nothing that we need to do or say or even implement. Or even be. You don't even have to be someone who lives according to your values. You don't even have to be someone who is whatever you think that you are. Yeah. Just nothing. None of it. Nothing. Yeah. You know? Absolutely. There's so many teachers out there, and I think there's a time and a place for everything, so I don't want to dismiss any of it. But so many teachers will say, every day I listen to a podcast, and when I'm in the car I put on this or this or this, and I'm so exhausting. And I'm, you know, use every single second that you have to absorb information. So I fucking love what you just say about giving yourself permission to do nothing. And I am curious to know then, where does the meditation music that you create, where does that fit in terms of you finding that stillness from within? Well, you know, it actually all started because I enjoy listening to meditation music. Yeah. The standard, you know, stuff that you find in New Age crystal shops. I love that kind of music. Love it, right? And I was creating my own guided meditations. Yeah. Just for something fun to do. Yeah. And I was looking around for some background music to use. Yeah. But it was all a little too distracting. Yeah. You know, because as a musician, you know, I hear intervals, I hear sort of pitch intervals, time intervals, different timbres. I can, you know, hear all the notes, all the different, you know, they're all synthesized things, so all the different sort of synthesizer sounds. I hear each individual thing, and it's really distracting for me. Yes. It's not meditative at all. It's distracting, you know. And then I remembered, oh yeah, I'm a musician. Why don't I do something
What about that? And we have many synthesizers at home. 20, 30, I don't know how many. My husband collects them. I don't even know how to turn them on.
Yeah.
You know, and I thought, do I have to use a synth? I can't even say it. Do I have to use a synth?
Yeah.
No. I thought, well, I'm a flute player by trade. Why don't I just do that? And so the very first track I created, actually I created a few before I was really happy with my first official track.
Yeah.
But I actually designed it from my mind. Right? It wasn't a you know some kind of inspired thing. It was, what do I want in a track? Something super minimal, no beats, no melody, no. I wanted something harmonic. I didn't just want one sound. But I didn't want to notice when the sounds were coming and going. Didn't want anything like that. I just wanted like an ambience. So my first official track, I created a few before that. The official one was called Connect. So Connect Within. And that to date is one of the most popular tracks of mine. Which I find really weird because, you know, a lot of people use my music to put into their meditations. You know, as the background music for their meditations. You know, they either buy it and do it themselves, or they ask me to mix it in for them. You know, but other people just listen to it. Which I find really weird, because I thought I was the only weird one who liked listening to music that had no beats, no melody, no nothing. You know. And so so I created it for me to use as my own sort of meditative tracks. And from there it just kind of expanded. So, you know, from there has been melody and rhythm introduced as time's gone on. But sort of that's where it originated from. You know, it's like, you know, if you're looking for something in the shops and you just can't find what you want, so you have to make it yourself. Like this goddamn necklace.
I keep looking at it.
I had to make it myself. I couldn't find anything like it. So I'm going to do it myself.
It's
you know,
beautiful. I was meaning to.
So I guess that also all comes back to the whole discernment thing. If it's not 100% as I want, then I'm not going to buy it. You know? So, you know, I looked on Etsy for ages for something like this, and I just couldn't find what I wanted. And there's some things that are similar but not exactly right, and I thought, oh, do I have to do it myself?
Yes, you do.
So same with the music, you know. I looked around, couldn't find anything I wanted. Do I have to do it myself? Yes.
I love
so that's
it.
how it started.
You were talking about, like, you know, just talking about then, you know, talking about meditation, and that's something, like, a lot of people say I can't meditate, and, you know, for whatever reason, and or a lot of people meditate, but it's a distraction, and it's something that it's a tick on their to-do list. You know, it's like, yep, I've meditated today, yep, done. But have they really connected within and to that void? Completely different story. And I think that we're all really, you know, we can, you know, we've all been guilty of that, but that creating the awareness around that, I think, is absolutely huge. In your book, The Life of a Magician, My Life as a Magician, you talk about the darkness, and just now you're talking about the darkness and the void, and, you know, that's where all, you know, creation is, you know, comes from, or, you know, the best creation comes from that place of darkness. It's something that I absolutely agree with. And there's so much talk about light and, you know, everything else, but there's a real beauty in the darkness. And why do you think people are so afraid of the dark?
I think there's a few things. There's a stigma attached to it, because people think if they're thinking dark thoughts, maybe they're depressed and they shouldn't be feeling this way.
Yeah.
And I'd love people to know that you can feel however you want.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And, you know, I think people think you're not supposed to think bad thoughts.
Yeah.
Or you're not supposed to ever be unhappy.
Yeah.
Or you're not supposed to ever be lying awake at 3 a.m. wondering what the hell is wrong with you and the world, you know? But that's pretty common, right?
Very common.
You know, and
most nights for me.
And, you know, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah.
You know, and, you know, even if you're actually depressed, or you're actually... if you actually have something that the doctors say is wrong with you,
yeah,
is there really something wrong with you, or are you just living in your world?
Yeah.
You know? And it's okay to live in your world.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Obviously there are medical conditions around that, you know, can be difficult.
Yeah.
And they're real.
Yes.
You know? But I also think that, you know, it's okay, you know?
Yeah.
It's actually okay to live in your world.
Yeah.
And your world is actually okay, and it's actually safe, even if it feels tormenting and wrong. Yeah. And, you know, I think when people get caught up in the idea that you need to be elevating.
Yes.
Or you need to be ascending.
Yeah.
Or you need to raise your frequency because your frequency is not good enough. It's too low. Got to get higher.
Yeah.
Got to reach the stars.
Yeah.
Forget about Earth, even though you're walking on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I do, yes.
You know, like, I think you read everywhere and you get told that down here it's not good enough.
Yeah.
It's not good. Well, what if you went even lower?
Yeah.
You know? How would that be?
Yeah.
You know? Like, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And there's a richness in it, you know? Like, you know, rich, velvety kind of magic that you're not going to experience in you know, the high frequency enlightened land. Like, why not just incorporate all of it?
Yes. Yeah.
You know, that's just so much more, you know, deep and rich and textured and layered and complex and beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely. What, for anyone who is in the dark and they're feeling stuck in the dark, but mainly not from that expansive void, but from the head.
In the head.
How can they begin to be okay with being in their world and begin to perhaps start to tiptoe into that darkness that is the void, that expansive void, and not the, you know, the confines of their own mind?
I wrote a poem, I think it was last year.
Yeah.
And I can't even remember what it's called, something like The Dark or something, or Eyes Wide Open or something.
Yeah.
And I can't even remember exactly how it goes.
Yeah.
But it was something about holding hands with the dark and just walking along into the dark with the dark. Just hold hands.
Yeah.
You know? And so you're holding hands with something, some dark monster or something.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Just go there.
Yeah.
It's okay to just go there.
Yeah.
Hold hands. Keep your eyes open.
Yeah.
You know, don't close your eyes, open them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then think, well, what do you see? What is it? You know? And what you see may not actually be that bad after all.
Yeah.
Or maybe it is bad.
Yeah.
But Bad according to who?
Yes. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Maybe it is dark, but dark according to, you know,
To what? Yeah.
Yeah, maybe this is actually okay. Maybe you can walk, maybe you can walk alongside the dark. Maybe you can be friends with the dark.
Absolutely. It's, what do I want to say? I think, you know, it's something. It's never as bad as what we think it is, and often it's the torture that we put ourselves through in just fearing about what it actually might look like.
Yeah.
A lot of people, I think, feel like they're not safe to go there, or they're not strong enough. What would you say to those people who aren't feeling strong enough and are doubting that?
You can tiptoe.
Yeah.
You can take a step in. You can take a step back out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Take 2 steps in. Next time, 2 steps out.
Yeah.
Maybe 4 steps out.
Yeah.
You know, 6 steps in. Maybe go out even a little bit further. But you can just dip in, and you can always dip out. You're not stuck there.
No,
you don't
that's
have
right.
to be stuck there.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you can just walk outside and be in ordinary reality, and that's normal. You know.
Yeah.
So I think it's okay. It's okay. It's okay to step in.
Yeah.
It's okay to leap right in. It might be overwhelming. It's also okay just to tiptoe in and see what happens.
That's it, and to trust and to listen to your own guidance system.
And give yourself permission to back out.
Yes, yeah, that's right, exactly. And there's nothing wrong with
that
having to take a step back or doing whatever you need to do, and to honour that. You spoke earlier, we've spoken about the darkness and the underworld. You mentioned I can't remember if you said middle ground or
like middle world.
Middle world.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Well, I see it as kind of as this world that we're in now, but maybe without society.
Yeah.
Maybe without people in it. Maybe, you know, this earth. Clear of people.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. So, you know, I think it'd be interesting, you know, what if you're the only person on earth? What would you do? Because you're still here in this reality.
Yeah.
But suddenly you're free.
Yeah. I very much feel like that's where I'm at right now, like entering back in and going, okay, like what's around me, where am I, and feeling like I have been in a world that is just me. So I think I can definitely resonate with that. I'm just having a feel into if there's any other questions around that, but I don't think that there is. And I love what you say about the darkness and giving people permission to do that. People who are all about, you know, constantly trying to be that high vibe and that lightness and that very upper chakra kind of space, where do you feel we are in spirituality at the moment? And you know, where I'm feeling like we're closing up this decade that's been a huge spiritual evolution in the past 10 years. Like I don't think there's been another decade like it in terms of our spiritual evolution. What do you feel like, where do you feel like we're at, and what do you see unfolding within the next decade?
Well, I don't know what's going to unfold.
Yeah.
But you know what I think is just magical is that every day new people are being born.
Yeah.
and every day their parents are putting new beliefs and thoughts into them, and they're creating new beliefs and thoughts, and then they're putting their more complex, interesting, perhaps more aware beliefs and thoughts onto the next lot of people. And so it's just kind of sliding day by day by day. There's new awareness and you know, new thoughts, new patterns coming in every single day. You know, and I think, you know, with that, there's hope for the world, right? You know,
absolutely.
You can't go backwards.
No.
You know, or even if you do, you know, more and more people are just going to keep coming through and gaining more awareness as they come through.
Definitely.
So, you know, I don't know what's going to happen next, but I know every day there's just some more magic that comes in.
That's beautiful. I totally agree, and I feel really excited for our kids and you know, everything, you know, the way that we're guiding them, and I can't wait to see, you know, what unfolds for them.
You know, because we
really
all think
exciting.
You know, we know it all, and we our ideas are the best, you know, but you know, the next generation, you know, that are being born today, you know, not just our kids, but you know, the next ones, you know, it's, you know, going to be better. You know, it'll just be amazing. I think it'd be really cool just to see what they do with the world, you know. Obviously we're having a part in it right now, but what's going to happen once we decide, you know, let's, you know, we're a bit old for this nonsense, you know, let's, you know, like, I think that's really exciting.
Definitely. What is turning you on at the moment?
I think for me right now, I am just loving creating voids.
Yes.
I'm loving it. I avoid it like nothing else. I really do. But I'm loving it because there is the potential for so much magic and creativity and amazing sort of thoughts to come through. Whether you act upon them or not is another story. But that's what I'm really loving, and I'm loving actually when I get caught up in my own mind. And I'm loving it when, you know, I think, oh my God, there's something wrong with me. Because then I think, oh, this is really good. Something good's going to come of this. I'm feeling really shit, but something awesome's happening. I actually love it. I love it.
I love that. And that's, I think just that is one of the most powerful things that we can do for ourselves, you know, is to, even when it feels really, really shit, like, get excited, you know, and that's
where the magic is.
That's where it is. That's where it is. And that's, you know, like my partner will say to me, like, are you feeling better? I'm like, better than what? Like, what than what I was? Like, it's that I just really want to shatter just even the thought that, you know, that feeling better than what I was, or,
and what does
you
better
know,
mean? What is that?
Like what is better?
What's wrong with feeling worse? Is that
that's right.
What is worse?
Exactly. Like it's like no, like I had a massive, you know, kind of, I want to say fear or thing or understanding or whatever it was, and I was like, wow, that feels huge. But I was like, something really awesome is going to happen from this, and wow, I can't wait to discover what it was. And it was absolutely beautiful. And I think the more we do that, the more liberated we can actually feel every single day. And I find that so exciting. What, you've got your book.
Yes.
You're writing another one.
Yes.
What else are you feeling called to do at the moment?
Well, so I recently, a couple of months ago, released an album. It's called From the Spheres.
Yeah.
Which is streaming and available everywhere.
Yeah.
So then my book has just come out. I think it was last week. My
Yeah.
Life as a Magician. You can order it
Yes.
from any bookshop or from me, which is even better. I've started writing my next book. I've got the idea for my next album already.
Wow.
But, you know, school's coming to an end.
Yes.
It's nearly school holidays. I'm not going
Yeah.
to be able to record anything
Yeah.
realistically.
Yeah.
So, but I can write.
Yeah.
So I've gotten stuck into the next book. And
Beautiful.
I'm loving it. I already know what the next book is going to be called. I know what the next album's going to be called. I know the concept. I don't even know how many tracks. But, you know, it's just a matter of being granted the time to do it, you know. Which I guess is one of the struggles of having feet in two worlds. In one world, you've got all the time in the world, and in the other world, you've got actual responsibilities and life to tend to.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I'm just excited about seeing what comes from all of that, and you know, really consciously creating voids so that I have the time to do that, and also just to see what happens, because I didn't even know how my book's going to end, how the next one's going to. Got no idea how it's. Yeah.
That's beautiful. It is fun, and that's, you know, I love how you talk about voids, because I feel like that is where we're really at right now, and you know, and creating that space and ditching, you know, all of the noise and all of the absorption of all the external things, and just really creating from that depth, that vessel within ourselves. And interestingly, like that you say that you don't know how the book's going to end.
No idea. Because
over the past couple of weeks, I've really had the understanding that often we don't, and I think that's a step that we miss, because we wait for the picture to be complete or the book to be complete and make sense and know what's going to happen, but that's when everything dissolves. Because we actually have to just take action, or write or produce or do whatever with what you're receiving, and then more drops in.
And that's a part of creating a void, is letting go of even your own thoughts.
Yes.
So not only emptying your mind of everything else, external thoughts, but emptying your mind of your own thoughts and your own expectations. Because often even that is kind of falsified, and highly influenced by everything else. And it's very hard. It's a discipline, you know.
It really is.
To wake up, you know, daily and erase, you know, your preconceived ideas. And start afresh every day, you know. That's,
It is. It's huge, and it's not easy.
No, it's not easy.
But I just, you know, I really began to see, I've been doing this work for a really long time, but I really only just seen what it was like to step out of my own way, and what that really means, the work that it takes. But on the flip side of that, the fucking power is absolutely incredible, and how you do show up and your ability to serve is like nothing else I think our logical mind can even imagine. So it is really exciting, and you're already creating from that space, and, you know, filtering that out into the world in the most beautiful way. So it's incredible. But we're going to wrap this up. So thank you so much for being on the show, and everything that you do is just so amazing, and I really want you to know that you're one of the most humble people that I know, but your power is absolutely huge, and how you just live your life, I'm constantly just in complete admiration. And I know that you're probably squirming literally in your seat right now going, shut the fuck up, Renee, you're making me really uncomfortable.
I find it amusing,
but
that I even do this, like, because, you know, I'm not so absorbed in my own world that I can't step out of it and look down and think, yeah, that's pretty funny. Like, what the hell are you doing?
It is. It's amazing. And but I did actually have a laugh when you were talking earlier in the episode. We were talking about how your book and how when you were 10 about when you hate eye contact. Have you ever been to a tantra event and where you've had to eye gaze?
Not happening. Not happening.
I was thinking, oh my goodness, that would be your hell.
It actually would be, yeah. Yeah, no.
Because at tantra events, or, you know, and lots of, you know, conscious events even, you know, we like to eye gaze, and eye gazing is a real thing. So,
you know,
know,
don't think so.
I would just love to be a fly on the wall. But on that note, thank you so much. I really appreciate you making the trek here and for everything that you do. Thank you everybody for watching, and we will see you next time on the Hedonistic Way at Midday Show. Bye everybody.